This is another video in my people pleasing series that I've been doing all week. And so today I'm doing the power of saying no. Because the one thing that I have learned on this journey is that no is a blessed word. It's a blessed word. I don't care how you look at it. And so I'm going to get into the power of saying no. I have some notes here. I have 5 teaching points that I'm going to share. No is sacred. That is the first thing. No is sacred. Saying no is not rejection. It is a redirection or a recalibration. So every time that you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to yourself, to your energy, to your joy, and your divine alignment. So no is sacred. The second thing is no creates space for yes. And so a lot of times we don't even think about that and we don't even think like that. And so I'm going to share about my no for today. So today we have a lot of things going on in town. It's Labor Day weekend. So we have, I think there's a couple of different bazaars. There's like a huge one in the convention center, and then there's a few little ones. There's garage sales. There's all kind of things happening today. And I got up this morning and I said, okay, I'm going to go to this thing that's happening. They have music and, festival and all that kind of stuff. So I got up and I thought, okay, I'm going to go and do that and I'm going to get ready. But as you can see, I still have on my cute purple robe. Have not gotten ready. It is 12:30 my time. And to be honest with you, I believe that that is a part of my no. I may go out for a little while and listen to some music, or I may not, because I have some things that I want to do in my house. I'm still working on my house. And so, you know, in the past, I might have, because I spoke with a friend and I told her that I probably would go out and meet her out there and all this stuff. And in the past, I would have pushed through when, to be honest with you, I'm still not 100%. Like I'm probably, I would say a good 75. And so I still have that kind of tired feeling, because I felt really good yesterday. And I think I did too much yesterday. And so today, even as I was thinking of it, and even as I'm sitting here now, it's like, okay, no, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that because I don't have anybody to please but me. And if I decide to go, then it'll be because I decided to go. I decided to get dressed and put some clothes on and leave the house when I really don't have a reason to do that today if I don't want to. So that is a part of me honoring the release of people pleasing, and also my ability and the power of saying no. Because that's what that means, y'all. So no creates a space for yes. If your life feels overcrowded, it may be because you said yes to too many things. This thing, these people called you and you said yes. These people called you and you said yes. I used to work like that. I used to work agency, and I was at the beck and call of, if they had work during certain seasons. Now, there were seasons where you never had to worry about work. There was always work. Usually there was too much work. And so that was never a thing. But then there were the seasons where you did. You had to worry about every shift that you could get because, a lot of times you would schedule 5 or 6 shifts in a week and 4 of them would cancel. You might have 1 or 2 left during certain seasons until I recognized and realized how to handle those seasons. And so a part of that, I believe, is a part of how you continue to perpetuate this people pleasing and this thing where you don't know how to say no, or you feel like you have to have permission to say no, because we've all been conditioned. We've all been conditioned to say yes all the time, especially women of a certain age. We've been conditioned like that all of our lives. And so now here I am sitting here telling you that you can say no. Just because you told them you were going to do it, you can change your mind. You can say no. Just because they're asking you and maybe they never ask you, and so you feel good that somebody's asking you, doesn't mean you have to do it. Doesn't mean that it's the thing that you need to do at this particular time or this particular day in your life. I had to tell myself that when the sun shines out here, I want to run outside and I want to be outside and I want to be at the beach, all day and all this stuff. But I had to tell myself the sun will shine again another day. It might not be the next day or the next day or even the next week or month, but it will shine again. So I don't have to go and try to capture it all in one day. Listen to what I'm saying to you. A clear no opens space for the hell yes when the opportunities flow in. So if you're not crowded out with all of these no's, then when the yes flows in, you're available. It's the same thing when you are in a relationship that is not your relationship, a relationship that you just have a space holder. So you have this space holder, okay? So the real one can't come in until you get rid of that space holder. And it's only a space holder. You know that this man or this woman or this whoever, this them, whoever it is, your partner, that person is a space holder. That's not the person that you're supposed to be with forever. This. You know it. And so once you move that space holder out of the way, then you can get the one that you're supposed to have. Why? Because the door is open. Same thing with the no. And so why do we struggle with no? Why do we struggle with no? Because of fear. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of disappointing others. Conditioning. Especially just like I just said with women. Conditioning. We're conditioned to be nice and agreeable and self-sacrificing. Aren't we? Aren't we? Because you don't want anybody not to like you, right? But once you get to a place where you don't give a shit about that does not move you, oh my God, then you are set free. Okay? Trauma responses. People pleasing to stay safe. If this is how you came up, you were raised, or you were in an abusive relationship and you people please to stay safe, I understand it. I understand it. Because my ex-husband was undiagnosed bipolar. And so if you know anything about that, you know that you get on whatever side you can to see where they are. You know what I mean? So you try to do everything you can to make sure that they're on this side of that thing instead of on this side, And so, But I understand that. I understand it. But the time to shift that is now. It's time out for that. Time out for that. Saying no equals trusting your inner authority. No is not about pushing people away. It is about standing in your God-given sovereignty. It's about knowing and remembering who the fuck you are. When you say no from love and clarity, people learn to respect your energy. That is so true, and that is the truest of the true. I can say so from experience. I read books, but I know about that. When you stand in your sovereignty. You stand in your power and you say no from that place of love and clarity. People will respect you. They'll respect your no. They'll respect your energy. I'm telling you, it works. It works. It works. And the last thing that I'm going to share is that no is a complete sentence. It's a complete sentence, and you don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't have to over explain, or you don't have to apologize or justify. You don't have to do any of that. Your no is a complete sentence. No, thank you, said with calm compassion, is a powerful medicine. See, because it's one thing to say no and you're not sure, because people can sense it, people can feel it, and then they start pushing you in the direction that they want you to go in. But if you say no from a standpoint of, this is my no and I'm settled in it. And I understand that too, because I used to be that person. I used to be that person that people could push my no because I wasn't secure in the fact that it was my no and who I was. And I was not owning who I am. I wasn't owning it. And so because I didn't own it, then nobody else respected it. But I'm here to tell you today that no is a sacred practice. It's a sacred practice. And if you have a moment, I'd like to guide you in an empowerment practice, a sacred no. So I want you to place your hand over your heart and say out loud, I honor my energy. I honor my energy. I honor my body. I honor my body. I honor my truth. I honor my truth. My no is sacred. My yes is sacred. And both are equally powerful. So now I have a couple of questions that if you care to journal on, that would be great, and I'm sure that it would help you. The first one is, where in my life am I saying yes when I really mean no? That was huge for me. I have journaled on that many times. Matter of fact, it's one of the things that I journal on regularly. Where in my life am I saying yes when I really mean no? And then once you do that, following up on those things, because there were some things that I said yes to that I should have said no to, and it came to me that I should say no to it. And so now, what am I doing now? I'm backing out of things that I should have said no to in the first fucking place. I should have never done it, and I knew when I did it. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Number 2 is, what am I afraid will happen if I start saying no more often? And once you dive into that, that'll really unpack it for you and show you where you are in fear. Where the fear is coming from. What am I afraid of if I start saying no more often? I realized that in my life, I was afraid that, people wouldn't love me. I wouldn't have the love that I seemed to have was always looking for, or people would get mad at me, because I didn't like that either. Growing up, I didn't like people to be mad at me. I didn't like to be whipped. So, I did whatever the people told me to do. I got an A++ in people pleasing, and so now I'm like, no, not doing that. Not doing it. I don't care. The third thing is, what would change if I trusted myself enough to say no with love? What would change? Give yourself time and space and journal on these questions. And I'm telling you, it will open things up for you so that you can see, because a lot of times we can't see where we are people pleasing and where we are saying yes when we should be saying no, when we should be honoring ourselves, because really that's what this is. It's honoring ourselves. So as we go forth and as we go forward, you definitely want to use your no when you're supposed to. Not really. I'm not going to say it like that. You're going to honor yourself with no when the answer is no. Not maybe, not yes. I used to be one of those people that when people come, pitching me and stuff, I say, oh, you know what? Not right now. Maybe reach back out in a few months and, I'll look at it later or whatever, knowing I was not going to look at it later. It was not something I was going to probably ever do, but instead of just saying no, I would say all this stuff, and then I wonder why, I'm getting all these emails and or getting all these messages and these people in my inbox with this foolishness and stuff that I know I didn't want in the first fucking place. And so, no. So now I'm honoring myself with no. So don't feel bad if you come in my inbox with some foolishness, or not even foolishness, but something that I'm not interested in, or not, something that's not, in my sphere of, what I need at this time. And I say no. Why? Because that is where I am honoring myself enough to say no when I mean no. Honoring myself, honoring you as well, honoring all of our time, all of that stuff. So when the time comes and you are supposed to say no, say no. Don't say maybe or, any of those type of things. Because here is the thing. If you want it, it will come back to you. It will circulate back into your awareness. And if you speak it, the phone will bring it right back to you on whatever platform you're on. So never worry. Don't worry that it won't come back if it's something that you think you want to do or whatever, Don't worry about that. Just know that everything that you desire is here for you. Anything that you want is yours. The one thing that I want to leave with you is, why don't, during this week, you practice saying one empowered no. It could be declining an invitation, or saying no to extra work, or just saying no to self-criticism, inside yourself. Just saying no, we're not doing that today. Because, we love to criticize ourselves, and really they're self-fulfilling prophecies is what they are if you allow them to be, So we don't want to do that. We don't ever want to do that. So you want to decline that invitation, because people do that all the time. They say, oh, I'm so dumb. No, that's not acceptable. We're not doing that. So you can decline that type of invitation. Or, you can, somebody invites you somewhere and you really don't want to go, say no. No, be nice about it. You don't have to be mean, but be firm and just say no, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Just not doing it. And that's okay. It's okay to be in that space. It's okay to say, no, I'm not doing it. No, we're not doing that. It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you, it is okay. I am giving you permission. Intuitive Tammi is giving you permission to say, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to back out of that, back out of this. You see what I'm saying? So I think I'm done today. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. And I would love it if you would upgrade to being a paid member. That would be amazing. And actually check out my membership down there. So remember who TFU are. And I would love to have you join us. It's $25 a month. We just have a Zoom call. And also any of my workshops and stuff, you're always invited to that. And then you get a discount on any of my services. So, and of course you get to know of all of the courses and the things that I come up with first. So I appreciate that. And then if you are looking to manifest your soulmate, I created a bundle. It's a workbook. But let me tell you something. It's not 24 pages, I don't think. I try not to make things I make it super pertinent and super what you need, as well as a meditation activation to seal the deal for you. So again, all of those are available in my stand store. I really appreciate you checking that out. There are also other paid and free resources in the stand store. So again, have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, weekend, whatever it is for you. And thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I thank you for sharing this out to people that are looking for this type of information. And I do sessions, y'all. So if you're looking to have a session with me, I have a soul mirror session that I'm doing right now that I'm in love with. So if that's something that you're looking for, it's a mix of healing, guidance. Your guides will come in, my guides will come in. Sometimes there are messages from departed loved ones. It's a whole thing, y'all. So if that's something that you are looking for, make sure that you reach out to me on any of these platforms you find me on. I'm Intuitive Tammi on YouTube as well as TikTok and Substack. Tammi Morrison on Facebook. Intuitive Tammi 56 on Instagram. So again, thank you so much for watching. And I hope the rest of your weekend is magical.